Hey guys, it's Kelly Mano. We are 10 minutes away from my interview with Keanu Soto from Big Brother 27, top 5 finisher, and America's favorite house guest. I think he pretty much locked that in when he said, I believe you have a prompt. So yeah, hang out with me. He's going to be joining me in about 9 minutes here. I wanted to jump on ahead of time, kind of get an audience going. Hello, Alyssa. I do have a list of questions here for him, but I also have somebody with me writing down questions that you guys are asking. Yes, John, it's the real Kelly Mano. So I'm excited to interview him. Interviews for me are specifically hard because I have like severe ADHD, and my constant go-to is to like talk about myself, or interrupt people and then give a story of how I relate, and that's not what interviewers are supposed to do. So I'm gonna channel my inner Oprah. And hi from Dallas. I think Keanu is in Texas. I know he's in Texas. That's where he lives. So that's pretty cool. And if you guys have any questions for Keanu, ask them below. I may not read them out loud. I have one of my kiddos here writing them down and like sliding them over to me. So just because I don't acknowledge your question doesn't mean that I'm not going to get to it. I'm actually really, really bad at reading and talking at the same time. So it is hard for me to, to do all that. But hey, everybody. Yes, happy birthday to my son, Rocky. He is turned 21 today, and went to the gas station at midnight and bought some booze, and then rode a scooter up and down our street all night. So, and he took the day off work. So my videos are awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I would love to hear any questions that you have for Keanu. And I'll tell you right now that, and the interview's not starting for like 7 minutes. A lot of the questions that I have are not going to be like, what did you think when Ava told Morgan this? Like, I'm kind of so over all the other house guests. Like, I don't really care about that. I'm really interested in knowing more about him. And I'm interested in knowing more about living in the house. Because you guys got to understand that. So I was a recruit for Big Brother season 23, which means that they reached out to me and they're like, hey, you should audition. And I went through this really, really, really long audition process, got cut in the end, thank God, because it was the season of the cookout, so I would have had no chance. But the process you go through is insane. And then to really think about what it's like to be in a house and not see any other humans. You know, you've got all these cameras and stuff, but you've got to remember, like, they're all robotic. Like, they don't see another human being in that house until they leave. And so I have a lot of questions about what that process is like. What's it like? Who's the first human you see? And when do you, like, how do you even start the process of figuring out how you were viewed in the house? Do you call and ask your friends? Like, are you like, hey, did people hate me? Do you just Google your name? Like, just cold turkey, just throw it out there? Or do you, like, go to your social medias and see how many followers like you got? Like, what is the process of, because so many people in that house think that they're perceived one way and they have no idea what the editing has looked like or what was caught on live feeds, and they come out and it's the complete opposite. I don't think, if you watch the season, you know, I don't think Keanu had any idea how much he was loved. He was so isolated in the house, and you know, the house guests, you know, treated him like crap. So, I mean, I don't know if he had any reason to know how much he was appreciated from outside the house. And that is because of his authenticity. In a house full of people desperate to have a viral moment and give these like scripted bullcrap speeches, you know, to have somebody like him come in and be authentic, that is what won people over. You know, everyone else just trying so hard to, you know, have their viral moment. And so that's, you know, I almost wish that they would stop casting Big Brother super fans and just go back to casting regular people like Keanu. So I also have questions about, I've taken some of your questions. Let's see. A lot of y'all were wanting to know about his fake butt that he had to wear for the butler costume. Has he talked to Vince since the show? Is the house cold? Why is everybody wearing hoodies all the time? Like, you're in California. I don't, you know. I agree with you, Jen. He's awesome. I can't believe he didn't win. I think it was by design because, I mean, I just think he's got, like, bigger and better things that are on the horizon for him. I've already talked to him a little bit about what it's like doing, like, social media, like, for a job and influencing. I think he's even interested in stand-up. I think he's interested in doing stand-up. So I'm going to talk to him about all that stuff. But it's going to be fun. Keanu's going to be joining me in about 3 or 4 minutes. He is back home in Texas enjoying his regular life. Ask about Rachel and if they spoke. I am going to ask about Rachel. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like social media kind of romanticized his relationship with Rachel a little bit. And I don't mean romantic in a romantic way. I just mean they romanticized it to be a little more fun than it was. I think she was kind of bitchy to him. I mean, no offense, she tried real hard to get him to understand stuff that he didn't believe. I'm very excited. Get him to go on the cruise. He's going on a Big Brother cruise. I already saw him promote it. What are they not allowed to talk about post-show? I think I know that answer, and it's mainly just production. Like, you can't tell any, like, production secrets. You know, I even, like, when you audition, you sign like an NDA saying that you won't talk about certain things, but I mean, there's plenty you can get away with that nobody really cares about. How did he always stay so calm? I think I know that answer, but I'm gonna let him answer that. So yeah, we are about 2 minutes from being joined by Keanu. If you do not follow him online, you definitely should. All of his stuff is mainly workout stuff. But he's just as nice and genuine as you would think. So any questions you guys have for him, pop them in the comments and I will. Do you want to hand me that paper so I can start kind of look at him?
I just wrote down a few that
Oh, that's fine. How does he feel about the misogyny? Did he realize Riley was a creep?
That one's on there. Yeah.
I'm just going to ask him if he's comfortable talking about Riley. Are you comfortable talking about Riley? Because you guys got to realize that he may not have seen everything yet. You know, he may not have, you know, seen certain stuff yet. Okay, I might already have the invitation. Hang on. Nope, that's not him. It's somebody else. Yeah, so I'm just going to ask him, like, are you comfortable talking about Riley? He may not have gotten, I mean, I'm sure he started rewatching the show, but there's so many episodes with 3 a week for, you know, 90 days. So, how do you say so humble? Riley was a creep. Okay, so those are kind of the same question.
Yeah, a lot of people like re-asked them in the
That's
comments,
fine.
So you
nope.
saw them.
Yep. I don't even know what you're talking about. We're talking about the show Big Brother. So if you didn't watch Big Brother, this interview is not going to be very exciting for you. But if you watched Big Brother, you'll know that I was kind of you know, what's funny is I never really watched Big Brother until I was recruited for the show because I thought I was going to be on the show for like 2 months. And so I was like cramming and ended up not getting on the show. And now I'm like, well, crap, I already know all this stuff about it. I might as well, you know, like actually watch the seasons. So that's kind of basically from season, like I would say 16 or 17 on, I've kind of been binge watching. So I should probably turn off my Ring alarms for a minute. I'm going to look away and miss his request to join. Let's see. Ring. Start snooze. Sweet. Thank you, everybody jumping in. If you just joined, I'm getting ready to interview Keanu Soto from Big Brother 27, top 5 finisher, America's favorite player. The best part of him winning America's favorite player was how much Ava thought she was going to get it and was not even in the top 3. And it was like, it was extra like vicious because they made her stand next to Will and Rachel and Keanu. He says, how do I join? I thought this might be a problem. Let me send you an invite. See, Keanu's in his 30s. I'm in my 40s. We don't do this social media crap very well. All right. Let's see. All right, Keanu, I try to accept it. If you can't accept it, then we can try it with you sending it. All right. You guys, it actually makes it, like, they make it really tough to do all this. He's
Hey,
here! Hi, Keanu, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
What do you got a mouthful of?
I just ate a little protein bar because I'm in between things I'm doing.
Of course, I knew it was protein, some kind of or another. So Kanye Soto is here from
Good
Big
to see
Brother.
you.
Did I call him Kanye?
You did call
Keanu, not Kanye.
Hey, it's okay. I
You've
was
probably been
Kanye in
called.
another life.
You've been called worse. We saw it in the house. So
Facts.
Keanu, you spent 77 days in isolation with some of the most annoying people God has ever created, and
Mm.
you live to tell about it.
Your
Uh,
words, not mine.
Yeah, that's right. Is I'm going to say all the mean things. You just got to sit there and smile. So first of all, you were a recruit, which I don't think is a secret to anybody. Which is, Big Brother looks for interesting people online. And says, hey, you should apply, and then you go through the same process everybody else does. So when were you sort of first reached out to, and how long did you have to prepare for the game?
I want to say I was reached out to in like around March or so,
Yeah, so
and
that's early.
one of the little homework assignments, if you will, was to watch a season. So I watched season 26.
Yep,
Loved like the whole gameplay aspect of it. And so I told my recruiter I was in, and
that's awesome. Was your
yeah,
recruiter Andy by chance?
he was like the second person I talked to.
Okay.
The initial person that reached out to me, different name. I don't know if I can say her name.
Yeah, you get passed around a lot, so I completely understand that.
Yeah, but yeah, I after that I went all in. So I binged like 5 seasons. Started watching this YouTube channel that breaks down people's games and stuff like that. And I thought I had a decent grasp of what to do, but I did not.
You just weren't mean enough. That was the only problem, was that weren't mean enough. But
Well, I mean, what I feel like I didn't have to be mean. I feel like had I been on a regular season that like actually wanted to make alliances and take shots at each other, I feel like I would have thrived.
but isn't it really, like, it really messes with your mind to be thinking for all those months, like March, April, May, like I may not be here for 2 or 3 months, like as you're
Yeah.
it, nobody, until you go through the process. I was recruited for Big Brother season 23. I ended up not making it on the show, thank God, because it was the cookout. I was I didn't have a
Yeah,
chance.
you'd have been top 7 tops.
Yeah, exactly. But it's still like the audition process is grueling. They'll call you at all hours and be like, hey, I need you to cut this line or that line. So congratulations, just making it on the show.
Thank you.
um One thing, like, but I want you to know that you really didn't live with normal people. Like, this is not a normal cast. You lived in a house full of mean girls. And so
Mhm. I
coming
said
in is
that
like,
multiple times too. I don't know if anybody caught it on the live feeds, but I was like, "Yo, this has to stop."
no, you literally like lived with mean girls. I wanted to drag Ava out by her armpit hair and beat her in the backyard. Like, I would get, like, even Ava, like, she pretended like she wasn't a mean girl and dressed in Little House on the Prairie and crap, but they were all mean girls. So when those girls, and you were like the easy person to attack, I think, because of your confidence. So when they're coming at you, when Ashley's letting you have it and calling you Tarzan and making fun of you because you're not wearing shoes, genuine question, like, do you know in your head they're just trying to make good TV, or does some of that actually hurt your feelings?
No, I mean, there are things that hurt my feelings, but those things I can totally tell when people are just trying to, make it on the show. At that point, God, I don't want to say something super mean, but it's true. At that point, I feel like Ashley really hadn't done much to get a lot of TV time aside from the whole Showergate thing. So I could see why she would try and make that like a moment. And I was
Right.
like, okay, she
It
was firing like they didn't show this in the show, but she was firing them off pretty quick. And there was a couple of them that were pretty good. So there was like one that she got me really good, and I was like, okay, this needs to stop. Are you done?
I don't understand why no one defended you. Like,
Ah, dude, it's probably because my skin is too thick. They know that shit isn't gonna bother me.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
every time someone tries to have their moment with me, I just do what I do. I'm like, all right, cool. Are you done? Like that's how I handled it
exactly.
all the time.
What's great is all of these fake people tried so hard to have these viral moments, and you just authentically had these one-liners.
Yeah.
Like, the minute you said, "I believe you have a prompt," I was like, "Oh, he's gonna win America's favorite player." Like, I
I,
did you realize how big that moment was?
I had no idea how big that was. I figured like if I had a line that people liked, maybe it was the pick you off one by one, which also was on the spot because I did not think Jimmy was gonna blow up on me like that. Maybe the other time Jimmy blew up at me or something, and I said like, how long did it take for you to come up with that or something like that. But I had no idea how big the you have a prompt, was gonna be.
Yes, you like your nonchalantness in the house, like your nonchalant personality and how even you played the game, a lot of the competitions and stuff, like everybody else is freaking out and you're just chilling and going at your own pace. Is that kind of how you've always done things?
Um, not always. I played football and when you play. There's like an element that you like play a little bit more energetic because nerves and things like that. But somewhere along the way, I kind of like learned to iron that out. And my way of doing it, like let's say for football, for example, when you watch a lot of film and you know what your opponents are going to do, it really
Yeah.
slows the game down for you. So I tried telling people throughout the season, and I'm sure there's some clips on live feeds of people like saying, "Oh, when they won a comp, they'd be like, hey, I was just channeling my Keanu or whatever."
Right.
And it was because I would give them the advice like, hey, whatever, just play the comps in your head. And I
Yeah.
like every time I would play a comp, whether it was the one I was envisioning or not, I had already been in a scenario that was high pressure like 1,000 to 2,000 times before I even stepped in the arena. You know what I mean? So when I
Well,
was ready for it, it was just no pressure because I knew I was
yes.
gonna. You know what I mean?
I was really worried about you whenever they said that like the ropes competition was coming up that night. I actually watched your ropes competition like live on the streets of like Washington D.C. I was in town for a comedy show and I'm like I just got to get out of this restaurant to watch this blockbuster. And I thought, "Oh, he's screwed. He's such a big guy." Like I hadn't seen a lot of your social media and when you dropped down that first time and rolled under that bar, I was like seriously, it's like a silverback gorilla mated with a gazelle, and that's you. Like how you moved that fast, I'll never know, but I was screaming for you, so happy for you. I'm
Thank you.
interested in hearing how your family and really close friends handled watching people treat you like crap on TV. Like, was
Oh
that
my God.
hard on them?
Oh my God, yeah. The first thing I did when I got my phone back was FaceTime my girlfriend, and then right after that, my mom, and they both were like, "Oh my God, you can't do that to us again." The first 4 or 5 weeks, I was just crying nonstop.
I didn't even know you. And I was like, no, why are they being so mean to him? And that's God bless your girlfriend. And I saw one interview your girlfriend did, Brittany. She is adorable. I follow her now on Instagram too.
Yeah,
But
she's great, man. She definitely stood up for me. A lot of people didn't really get to see my personality, man. I like to think I'm a funny guy, and having been gone through what I went through there in the first couple weeks. People did not see that side of me at all for the
you
first like
didn't have a
half of the
chance to
show.
be funny because people were such assholes that you can't just be the funny person when everybody else in the house sucks. There was like
Right.
literally like four genuine people. You have the patience of a saint. I have to know, like, do you have older siblings or something?
I have 7 siblings in total, and I'm number like 5, so I'm like one of the older ones.
So you're used to just chaos anyway. So all of that
Yeah. Oh
estrogen in the
yeah.
house. Oh my God. How
Yeah.
was that not a bigger storyline that
I
you're
live
one
I
of
I live with like I mean I have four sisters. Four
That
sisters, three brothers.
explains so much.
Yeah.
Like that explains how you were able to tolerate those women.
Oh
God
my God,
bless.
yeah, yeah, that was not even an issue. As a matter of fact, it's funny because the live feeds didn't turn on until like day 4 or 5. But I'd like to let everybody know that in those first 4 or 5 days, I was one of the more beloved people in the house. Okay, and I did get along with all of the women. As a matter of fact, I went up to Morgan and Mickey, and one of the things that really stuck with them was that I wanted to work initially with all the women, but
Right. But then the
but
cameras turned on, and then everybody's, like you said, the
no,
first couple days.
it wasn't even their fault. It was all on it was Jimmy, man. Jimmy, I think, saw that I was playing a decent game at that point, but I was also one of the bros, and he was determined to get one of the bros out. So he was the one that told Ashley that I was starting the whole showergate bullshit and all that, and then
Yeah.
she started disliking me, and of course she was close with Morgan and Mickey, and then he was lying to me about them, so it was
Well,
just a
I
whole
mean,
mess.
Jimmy's 15 minutes of fame was up yesterday. He will go nowhere. Like this is the end of the road for him. I hope that he had fun. Um,
But hey,
it's
but let me tell you, I don't know what the perception is of him now, but Jimmy is a phenomenal human being, and he is really funny.
that's what I
He
want to hear, and
he is
that
he is he is so witty, bro. Oh my God, I don't know. I haven't seen like all the show yet, but there was a day where I walked in the bathroom and him and Ava were just going back and forth, shooting off the hip with these one-liners, and it was a show. It was really funny.
All right, you can. I'm going to give Jimmy a second chance then, because I've got preconceived notions by what was shown on TV. But I will. I'm going to at the end of this interview, I'm going to ask you like who were the most genuine people in the house and who weren't, and I'm just going to go by your advice, and that's who I'm going to like and not like.
Hey, well, I don't even know if I'm a good person to ask for that because I haven't really seen the show yet. So
That I
my perception
listen.
is still going to be skewed.
You need to do a rewatch party. Like you need to sit down once a night and rewatch an episode where they do it like
Yeah,
on streaming or something, so we can see
yeah.
your oh.
I did.
It would be
I already asked if I got the okay to do that. So I did get the okay to do that. So I'm going to do that where I watch it and then like my reaction is on the top half and kind of
yes.
like you're streaming like you said. So
Yeah,
we'll do that.
that'll be super fun, and then it'll fill the void of all of us missing a big brother. So aside from gameplay, like I don't care as much about that. I'm interested in asking a couple questions about how the mechanics of the house work. So a lot of times you guys have to read really long scripts when it comes to like a veto competition or something. Do you guys have a teleprompter or cue cards? Do people mess up and restart? How does that work?
Um, oof, I don't know how much about the production stuff I'm allowed to talk, but
Okay, so let's just
they
say
get an
this.
earpiece though. They get an earpiece and they get fed like the rules, like the rules that you guys hear.
Mhm.
Sometimes they'll have us read them out loud during the comp. Sometimes they'll have us read it in the DR.
So there is some kind of help. That's basically what I'm asking is you don't have to memorize it.
No,
And
no, 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 no,
if you
no.
flub up a line, they'll let you restart or something because
Oh
it
yeah,
looks
yeah, 100,
so
percent
smooth on
one
TV. It's
hundred
like,
percent.
and that's the power of veto, close. And I'm like, there's no way it's that smooth in real life. Like,
No, yeah. If you mess up a line, as a matter of fact, that happens quite a bit.
that's what I bet.
But it is not scripted by any means. Like all the stuff that
No.
happens in the house is not
Mhm.
scripted. It's just for those meetings and things like that. When we say all the same shit, that's the script.
Yeah. I
Hey,
gotta
this is
say,
the veto ceremony. I've
right.
been nominated for eviction. I have the power to veto one. You know what I mean? All that stuff.
So they help you with all that.
Yeah.
I will have to say that you probably survived one of the most awkward moments in Big Brother history, which was Zingbot and Morgan going to cut that pizza. And while
Oh,
Zingbot is still in the house, he zings her and she turns around and she just cutting that pizza. And were you guys just standing there with Zingbot like, hey, bro, sorry?
man, it's funny because I don't know what order people got zinged in the
Uh-huh.
show, but in real life, she was the last one that got zinged. So it was like pretty much done anyway. So I really didn't even know that any of that happened. I know the pizza was in the background there, and she just kind of like moved it, but I don't recall her like cutting it or anything like that. So I
She
can't I
was
can't really.
like a mom in the kitchen, like mad at her kids, like just banging stuff around. And
Yeah,
it was
I'm not gonna lie. That was a pretty harsh zing though. That was. So,
And there's, I don't know if you're allowed to say, there's really a person in the Zingbot outfit, right? Like there's, that's like a person
yeah, yeah,
or,
yeah. That's not
okay.
like that's not an animatronic. That is definitely like a costume. Yeah.
And that is really the only human that comes in the house the whole time you're there besides like a guest host. I don't think people realize they see all these cameras. There's no cameramen running around. Like you don't have any other human interaction. In the diary room, it's just a speaker, right?
Yeah, it's just a speaker. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The only I think this season the only other human we had, and honestly, it could for all I know could be the same person, was the Mr. Wolf because I won the Bad Guys 2 screening.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
They
So
brought in
when they're
the
promoting,
yeah.
okay, so when you get evicted from the Big Brother house, or in your case, sacrificed or whatever they did, um, you know, when you're done and you walk out of that soundstage, who's the first person you see? Is it
Well, I got eliminated or whatever, evicted in an unconventional way. So I actually came back to do my exit interview. I didn't walk out the stage like people normally do. So they blindfolded me and I went straight pretty much to the hotel
they
until the next day.
blindfolded you?
Yeah, yeah. So that way we don't see all the stuff that's in the back, in the background and stuff. Yeah.
So you don't walk out and there's not like a producer like, hey, buddy, you did a good job. Come on with me. I'll take you to the hotel. There's not like,
Well, they didn't blindfold me all the way into the hotel, just until I got out of like the where all the cameras and stuff are
yeah.
around the house and stuff. They don't want you to see any of that stuff. So,
So, with that being your first experience with a human in like months, do you start immediately going, "Hey, did people like me? How did I look?" Like, like, can you ask them that?
I mean, you can ask them, but they're not going to answer you that. So, but I had a pretty good indicator. We do like little exit interviews and things like that, just to make sure that psychologically we're okay and things like that.
Right.
And I had a good reception. So, like for even those, even though they couldn't tell me anything,
Yeah.
I could tell just based off of how based off of their body language, they were sad to see me, and I was like, okay, I must have done okay.
Because
Um,
your house guests were so clueless. They had no idea that you were this like shining favorite while they're treating you like a doormat. Like they're so dumb. They couldn't even like pick up on that. So I'm glad that you had a heads up and you didn't think that we all didn't like you. Like we couldn't wait for you to get out to let you know that you were like our favorites.
Yeah, you know what really kind of made me feel like, all right, I'm gonna be good when I get out of here, because obviously I don't know what they chose to edit and whatnot.
Right.
Um, was my after my exit interview, Julie told me that her son was rooting for me and that he wanted her to tell me. So I was like, oh damn, that's huge.
If she's been hosting the show for like 25 years, so if her own kid is cheering you on,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
that's huge.
That's amazing. Okay, the finale show. Is your family in the audience for that?
No, because I didn't make top three. Had I made top three, they would have been.
Okay, so you don't get to actually see your family until you get home. So like
Right.
when you leave the finale, do you just get on a plane and like ride coach home like the whole world didn't just watch every time you like farted and breathed for three
Yeah,
months?
well, I definitely did that quite a bit.
Farted?
I most definitely did that. I'm
Yeah.
surprised there's not like a montage on even TikTok of me farting all the time.
You know what? Give people a few minutes now that you put it out there. They'll
Yeah, I'm sure they'll comb the live feeds and find it.
But do you just
Um,
fly home by yourself? Like, hey, what's up?
yeah, yeah, I mean, they definitely hook you up by, driving you to the airport and stuff. But yeah, once I got there, it was just, I don't know, man. I handled it so weird. I hear that people really struggle when they get out of the house. And for me, it was just another Tuesday because when I left that house, like while I was in the house, that was my world. So I felt every single day of 77 days. But as soon as I stepped out, it was like it all happened in one weekend.
That's great because some people say they have trouble readjusting, like realizing that they don't have a microphone on anymore. They feel like someone's watching them, but you just clicked right back.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it was seriously. It felt like I just spent a long weekend away and I just hopped back on a plane and the only difference was that people did notice me at the airport. That
Well, yeah, you're pretty recognizable. So I cannot imagine like living that life and then getting on the plane. Because if somebody recognized me on the plane, I'd be like, what did you think? Did people like me? Like, because you're still, what's the process of putting it all together? Do you Google yourself first? Do you look at your followers? Like, what is it? How do you even begin piecing together like what people thought of you?
Well, I mean, I guess for me, it was probably a little bit easier because I had the validation of knowing millions and millions of people voted, and I got
That's right.
65% of them. So,
Yeah.
like, I knew obviously people liked me because I got, so I did go on Instagram and kind of see my admin, reposted a lot of the stories and stuff. And
Your
so
admin was awesome. Me and him would talk shit on Vince all the time.
it's a girl actually.
It's a
She's,
girl.
yeah. Her name's Alita. She was like, yeah, you got to get in contact with you, and I was like, all right,
Yeah.
hey, let's do it.
It was so much fun. So, couple questions left. How far are you into rewatching the season?
I'm at I want to say maybe like episode 7 or so. I just finished watching I Believe You Have a Prompt.
Okay. And then what are your plans? Any plans for more reality TV? I know the challenge is going to call you.
Yeah, well, they haven't
100%.
yet. I figured that would be like, a quick turnaround.
Well, they probably aren't casting yet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah,
Like,
makes
and they
sense.
cast those seasons quite a bit in advance. And you're gonna get called for the challenge. I promise you that. I did take some questions from people online. Julie wanted to know what was the fake butt made out of? Was it hard or soft? And how did you sleep with it, or did they let you take it off?
The butt was like a little prosthetic thing. It was like a medium, like it wasn't like super hard, but it was dense enough that it wouldn't fold because I had to serve those little corn dog pigs in a blanket things on my butt. So I had to have some sort of, I had to, it was a little slightly malleable, but it was rough. But when I went to sleep, I had to wear like a different butt prosthetic that was like a foam butt. So like if you see the scene of me doing like ballet with the girls and I'm
Yes.
wearing gym shorts,
Yeah.
that was like the foam butt. But the one
Okay.
that had the tray on it was like fiberglass maybe? I'm not sure, but it
Yeah.
was
That was probably my favorite week of the whole season was you and Vince and him and that egg and like
yeah.
he was so thought he was going home he just cry in the egg and it's just which that's another question we have is Amanda wants to know have you talked to Vince since you left the finale?
Yes,
You
absolutely.
have.
Absolutely. Yeah. I text him, I know it's funny. He was like, "Dude, I feel like we're getting two totally different receptions coming out of there." And I was like, "Yeah."
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you act like that, Vince.
But
I mean, okay, so can you tell us if Kelsey took him back or not?
that I don't know. But I will say this though. When we were talking, he I just extended a little olive branch there. I was like, "Hey man, if you need anything, I'm just a phone call away. I love you, bro." And just wanted to let him know that I would be there for him as a friend.
Yeah.
And he did make the comment that, if it's any consolation for him getting me evicted, Kelsey wanted me to ride with him all the way to the end, or vice versa. She wanted him to ride with me all the way to the end. So I'm assuming
That
that
they're
means
in
that they're
some
at
kind
least
of
hanging out.
communication.
They're at
All
least hanging
right.
out.
Well, and that's really nice of you. It shows that you're a decent human being because I think a lot of us, talked crap on Vince, but then towards the end we started to see like he's got some problems and I hope that he gets help for them and kind of, uh,
Yeah,
just like,
I just wanted them to know that the whole time in the house, I was saying I'm very good at separating personal from game. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's why a lot of people are telling me that people said this about me or that about me, and it doesn't really bother me because I mean, for all I know, I'm always going to give people the benefit of the doubt, and maybe that's why I didn't do so well in there. But I
like I
always
said,
give
yeah.
Oh yeah, I always give people the benefit of the doubt. For all I know, they were just talking crap about me because they didn't want someone to think they were working with me because I had such a large target. So I'll
All
give them the
right.
benefit of the doubt.
So here's a question, and it doesn't have to start drama, but I'm curious, who have you not spoken with at all since the finale?
Um,
Like
I
outside
haven't.
of the house?
Yeah, I haven't really spoken because there was people that I wasn't like, and there's not for any particular reason. I just wasn't
Right.
really close with them inside the house. So it's not to say I would be close with them outside the house. It'd be weird. I haven't really spoken to Ashley that much. I have, we have exchanged texts here and there, but we don't, it's not
Yeah.
like we talk every day. I don't really talk to Amy. I think it's actually better for me to start with the people that I have talked to
That
consistently
sounds good.
outside. I've spoken with Lauren. I've spoken with Adrian. You know, Adrian and I had lunch, and I've
Aw.
spoken with Kelly. So they were like three of my closest people inside the house. Riley as well. I haven't really spoken to him too much. So you know, I probably after this I'll text him, see what's up.
Yeah, people have a lot of questions about Riley, but I'm gonna let you keep watching the season before I get too much. Before I don't want to bombard you with Riley questions. One more question from the audience is, why are you always wearing hoodies? It's California. Is the house cold?
Oh, the house is freezing. Oh my god. Oh my god, the house is freezing.
Okay,
Yes.
that's crazy. Let's see. And then would you consider doing Big Brother again? I'm gonna assume that
Oh,
answer is yes.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, the only
Yeah.
thing people love more than an underdog is the redemption arc. So,
Oh, you know what they should? I've said all along they should do an entire season of people who were voted out first. Like,
oh, that would be cool.
wouldn't that be so cool? But
That would be
yeah,
interesting.
not gonna happen. All right,
I
couple
wouldn't be able to
lightning
be on
round
that season
questions,
though.
huh?
I said I wouldn't be able to be on that season though.
You wouldn't be able to be on that season, but I think that that would be a really cool concept. So
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the time to study people's breakdowns of the live feeds and stuff like that because I definitely want to when I go back I want to know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I went in not knowing really what I was doing at all. I said that I was telling people in the house I'm only passing the test because I crammed, not because I know the material.
exactly. You did cram. People want to know if you've talked to Rachel outside of the house.
Yeah, we've spoken a little bit, mostly just like business related stuff.
Hmm.
I'm sure when I see her at in Orlando for this over the edge, whatever that's called, the celebration thing.
Oh, you guys have a celebration coming up? Is it for the cruise or something different?
No, not the cruise. It's like a donation. I'm sorry, I can't think right now.
Like a
It's a
charity thing?
charity thing. Yeah, it's like a charity event that's in Orlando. I have the post in my story. I'm sure we'll be able to hang out there and I'll see
Your
her.
poor brain has got to be spinning right now. I cannot imagine coming out of that house. It's got to be like being thrown into a tornado.
Yeah.
We're going to talk more probably tonight or tomorrow because I think you just got great things coming to you. Couple
Thank you.
questions just about you, not about Big Brother. Lightning round questions. What
Yeah.
was the last concert you went to?
The last concert I went to was of Mice and Men.
Okay.
Yeah,
What was your
metalcore
first?
band. Where all my metalcore people at?
I was going to say, I've never heard of them. I'm a rap girl. So I was just going to breeze by that. Of Mice and Men. Metalcore. All right. What was your first job?
My first and only job I've ever had is being a personal trainer.
Of course.
Yep.
Do you have any fears or phobias?
Oh man. Ooh.
Spiders, heights.
I think it's funny because like I'm not like super scared of them, but I do have like this weird fear, and I think I got it from my mom. Like cockroaches. I don't like cockroaches.
They don't even
But
bite.
she's the one that's like super scared of them. But like I'll muster up the courage to like crush it and throw it away, but she won't even do that. So
Oh my goodness. All right. Do you have a favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Christmas.
Mostly because I get to see all my family.
Yeah. What's a movie you've seen at least 100 times?
Oh, okay. I'll give you a different. I have a Star Wars poster back here. So Star Wars is
That's
obviously
right, because we
episode.
didn't even get to talk about your nerdy side, but go on.
Yeah, episode 4. That's my favorite movie. But outside of Star Wars, I want to say probably like Dodgeball. That movie just cracks me
I
up every time.
Yes, amazing. And what's the last thing you binged on Netflix, Hulu?
Oh, the new season of Love Is Blind.
Is that show not the greatest train wreck
Oh
of all
my God,
time?
yeah. I'm only a couple episodes in, but people are telling me that Edmund gets really weird or whatever, and I think he's so funny right now.
Gosh, oh man, I am so grateful that you took your time to talk to me today. I personally think that it was by design that you did not win. I think you have way bigger things coming for you.
Thank you.
I'm excited. Where can people find you? What social media are you most active on, or where would you like people to follow you?
I'm most active on Instagram. You can follow me at Keanu Ray Soto. I'm on TikTok too. I'm trying to get into that, but that kind of content is totally different than what I do on
I'm gonna
Instagram.
help
So
you.
thank you.
We're
I appreciate that.
we're gonna talk because I got the TikTok game covered and
Yeah,
Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So, all right, Keanu,
perfect.
you're amazing. Thank you for your time. We'll
Thank
touch
you.
base again later.
I
And
appreciate you.
all right,
Yeah,
bye,
and
Keanu.
and to everyone
Oh,
out there, hold up, to everyone out there, real quick, I want to say thank you so much for all the love and support that you guys have shown me. It really means the world to me. So thank you.
okay, and real quick, here's all my children that have been stalking me because they want to say hi to you. This
Hey
is my
guys.
son Rocky. It's his birthday. Can you tell him
Oh,
happy
happy birthday,
birthday?
Rocky.
21 years old.
Oh, hell yeah.
Don't do
Hey,
all the bad things today.
No, he's
yeah,
not.
hey,
Don't.
take a shot from me, bro.
All right. Thanks, Keanu.
All right, take
All right.
care.
Bye bye.
Bye.